Arsenal nil, Newcastle United nil. Yes, people, why people, and it's a frustrating evening at the Emirates Stadium. As always, this is where we react to every single Arsenal game. So let me know your thoughts of the match in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe on my road to 2,000 subscribers. What can I say, man? We were high flying. So were Newcastle, to be fair, but we got stopped today by a dogged Newcastle side. I'm going to start by saying congratulations to Newcastle. They are definitely the best team we played this season, without a shadow of a doubt. These lot can defend. There's a reason they've only conceded 11 goals in now 18 matches of Premier League football, because these brothers can defend, man. They've only lost one game this season, and that was to a Liverpool last-minute winner by Fabio Carvalho at Anfield. We just could not get in behind. We could not break them down. It was frustrating in so many aspects, because those first 5 minutes of the match, we were unbelievable. We were high-flying, we were throwing bodies forward, having chances, but bar those first 5 minutes and the last maybe 7-8 minutes where we went for it, we didn't really look like scoring at any point during the game. We looked flat, we looked like we were knocking the ball around, but nothing really incisive. We weren't having clear-cut opportunities, and Newcastle perfected their game plan to perfection. It's dropped points for Arsenal at home. We haven't said it a lot this season, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's incredible what this football club does, man. You thought after they beat Brighton, everyone thought, oh, Arsenal have turned a corner. We've actually flipped Man City to be favourites for the Premier League title. People actually producing videos on YouTube like myself saying, are Arsenal going to win the Premier League? And then up comes Newcastle and we failed to win. Not even that we just failed to win. We failed to even score, man. But look, it's Newcastle at home. Newcastle are third for a reason, and I saw it here today. I can't lie, I underestimate Newcastle. I knew they were tough, only losing one game, but I thought, look, it's Newcastle United. I look at their team sheet. Although they've got some decent players in there like Bruno Guimaraes, they haven't got world beaters. I mean, they've got Longstaff and Willock doing up midfield. I really underestimate them. As I said earlier, it's the best team we played this season. They were solid, man. They defended well and executed their game plan to perfection. Hit us on the counter-attack. Out of the Arsenal players, I think Saka played miles better than Martinelli. We were getting our joy from the right-hand side. The ball was going out to Saka on the right, and he was isolating Dan Burn, and he was taking him on. He did that for the whole first 5-10 minutes, and then after that, Newcastle clocked it and were like, hang on a minute, we need to double up and triple up on this guy. Then after they tripled up on Saka, it was colours. Like, we couldn't do anything. We could not get past them. At that point, once Saka's getting tripled up, switch the ball to Martinelli, let him have a go. We weren't switching the ball from left to right quick enough, man. It was like we were attacking down the right, it was breaking down. Then we'd attack down the left and it break down. I want us to attack down both flanks simultaneously, man. If Saka's getting triple teamed, work it quickly out to the left-hand side for Martinelli. Because if Saka's got 3 man on him, the left-hand side's going to have space. We just weren't doing that, man. We weren't breaking them down. Nketiah played brilliantly last 2 games, but today he tried to be Jesus. He tried to drop in and like link up with the ball and link up with the other players around him. You know, that's not your game, pal. Like, you're a poacher, you're up front. He had a brilliant chance right at the end. I'm not going to blame him because he did what he had to do. Low and hard across goal, just a great save by Nick Pope. But the man's trying to drop in and link up the play where it's not really working, man. This was a big wake-up call for Arsenal here, because we've steamrolled practically every team in the Premier League thus far. Bar like Manchester United and Southampton, obviously we drew, but even then we looked great the whole game. We got stopped today here. Newcastle literally put up a roadblock and said, you shall not pass. And we could not break it down. We were void of our ideas. Our best player, Martin Ødegaard, was non-existent today. He was not picking up the ball in dangerous enough areas. He was getting it, but he just wasn't making something happen. Newcastle were brilliant in the way they pinpointed him. So where does this leave us now? We're still in a title race, by all means. All that is thank God Man City dropped points to Everton last week, who, by the way, got absolutely destroyed by Brighton today, Everton. Man City dropped points to Everton, so this kind of offsets that performance. That's how I'm looking at it from my perspective. Man City dropped points to Everton, we dropped points to a harder team in Newcastle. We do still have to go to St James's Park, which I think will be tough, but it is what it is, man. We've dropped points at home. You never do want to drop points at home. But we've dropped points to 3rd place in the table. They're 3rd place for a reason. I understand it's Newcastle, but that's just the way it is. They're the best defensive team in this league by a mile, and we won't play them again. Oh, actually, we will at St James's Park. I take that back. We will play them again, but we're only playing them one more time this season. It's one of those games. The benefits I can see from it is we didn't concede. We still came away with a point. We now know we need improvements. Because where was our bench, bro? Our bench was non-existent. We just brought on Tomiyasu, and that's because Ben White was tired. No Fabio Vieira, no one else, bro. Our bench did not exist. We need recruitments. Get this Mudryk brother in ASAP. Because we need a player off the bench, man. When our attackers get tired, it's tough, bro. You just got to run. If Saka pulls something tough, bro, you're running. We've got no one to change the game off the bench. And Arteta doesn't trust anyone on the bench. That's the deep thing. Like, we can talk about how we don't have players on the bench. Even we have fielded the bench. Arteta does not trust those players. He would rather have a tired Saka, a tired Nketiah, a tired Martinelli, a tired Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, than a fully fit, fresh off the bench Vieira, for example. That's how he sees the starting 11 compared to the subs. He don't trust any of them off the bench. And I understand him, to be fair, because our best team compared to our bench, there's a massive drop-off. With that being said, though, do I think this game would have changed with the bench? Not necessarily, to be honest. I just think Newcastle defended brilliantly and we lacked ideas. I think it might have needed the Fabio Vieira, to be honest, like a Vieira for Xhaka. But at the same time, I understand why he kept Xhaka on the pitch, because he was the one that was basically breaking up attacks. It got a bit physical. That goes into another point I'm going to talk about. This referee lost complete control of this match, man. Complete control of this game. I don't know who this referee is. It's Andy Madley, brother, man. I've never seen him referee an Arsenal game before that I can remember. He is horrible, man. Yellow card, yellow card, yellow card. He had no control over the match whatsoever. There was a clear penalty we should have got on Gabriel when he got pulled down by Dan Burn. VAR, I'm guessing, looked at it but didn't see fit. I don't have a clue why. He was just a stinky referee. But either way, it wasn't necessarily the referee's fault we lost this game. But I did think he did contribute to the fact the game was very stop-start, and didn't really ebb and flow as we like it to do so. But yeah, Arsenal overall have dropped points. Where does this leave us now? Well, I said in my video earlier today how Arsenal are going to win the league. We're taking it 3 games at a time. Newcastle, Tottenham and Manchester United. I said I wanted 7 points out of 9 in those 3 games. Well, we've drawn to Newcastle, so now we have to beat Tottenham and we have to beat United. Because that's the case. For me, in the ideal world, we beat Newcastle at home, we get a point away at Spurs, and we beat Man United at home. That would be my ideal. That'd be the way I envision it. But we've dropped points in Newcastle now. So now what do we have to do? We have to fight back and we have to beat Tottenham after we play that FA Cup game against Oxford United. We have to beat Tottenham now. That is it. No questions asked. We have to respond. That's what champions and that's what teams that want to win the Premier League do. They don't drop points back to back. We've dropped points now. It is what it is. We move on to our next game and we have to pull it back and get a win at Tottenham Hotspur. Let's move on to the player ratings now to end off this video. Aaron Ramsdale on goal. To be fair, the man didn't really have much to do, let's be honest. Newcastle didn't really attack. I'm not going to blame them for it. Like a lot of other managers and people say, oh, Newcastle, boring. But that's their game plan. If every team played the same way, football would be boring. Their game plan was come and defend. Fair play, they did. And they got a point for it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, they're boring. That is their game plan. They know what they're good at and it's defending. And they did it perfectly. Ramsdale didn't have much to do. 1 point really nervous in the first half where he gave the ball away. So I'm only going to give him a 5 out of 10. It is a bit harsh, but sorry, Rambo. Right back, Ben White. He got hooked off after 65, 70 minutes. I think he was really tired. He was in and out of the game. I don't think he really contributed enough going forward. And defensively, he was okay. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Saliba also, them two, Saliba and Gabriel, dealt with Callum Wilson perfectly, to be honest. I thought he didn't really have a look in. I'm going to give both the centre-backs. Well, I'm going to give Saliba a 6 and Gabriel a 7. So I think Gabriel did slightly edge Saliba. And then left-back Zinchenko. This is the thing with Zinchenko, man. He was doing what he normally does, which is slot into midfield. I think this game actually would have suited Tierney, to be honest. Because what was happening is, the ball's going to Martinelli and the ball's going to Saka, right? And they're tripling up on him. So we need an overlapping run. And we just did not have that today because both our right back and left back were slotting in and becoming inverted. I think Arteta should have tried and change it up. He should have tried to, man. You've played 70 minutes of a midfield, of left back playing into midfield and Zinchenko and it wasn't working. Why not last 20 minutes gamble and throw Tierney on to try and run beyond and become an overlapping fullback? Zinchenko overall, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Partey in midfield. Did well to keep his cool. Got in what was a tough game, to be honest, a very physical game. Broke up the pieces. Didn't offer enough between the lines, passing between lines. Only did it on a couple of occasions. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Xhaka next to him. This was another man that did really well to keep calm. He got a yellow card in the first half and almost got sent off in the second half. I think it would have been harsh though. After that, kept composed. He was the one running in between the lines and finding the passes. But just a couple of times he was a bit stiff receiving the ball as well. 6 out of 10 for Xhaka. Erdogan I'll have to give a 5 to. Was he the worst Arsenal player on the pitch? No. But the standards this guy sets, I'm going to have to give him a 5. Because this man has been influential so far this season for Arsenal. Everything good that happens, it runs for Odegaard. Have you noticed when Arsenal have a good game, it's mostly because Odegaard has a good game. If Odegaard has a bad game, very rarely Arsenal win that football match. Because that man is influential throughout the whole team. He's the heartbeat of this football team. And he just lacked quality today, man, from Odegaard. A few of his passes that he's normally quite good at was not finding the target. Really poor from him today. Saka, I'm going to give the highest rating to out of all the Arsenal players. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Is that over what it should be? Maybe. But his brother was trying, man. He's that one guy on that pitch I can say that actually fully gave 120%. He received the ball and he was running at Dan Burn every single time, trying to make something happen, skipping past players. It's just when you get in triple team, like, what can you do, man? There's only so much you can do. Marley on the other side did not do enough for me. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. And then Ketty up front, also going to give a 6 out of 10 to. The subs, Tomiyasu came on, that was it. That was basically it. I'm going to have to give him a 6 because he barely touched it. But overall, Arsenal do drop points at home to Newcastle. It's frustrating given what our aspirations are for this season. But trust me, it's not the end of the world. It's all about how we bounce back now as we go to Tottenham Hotspur in a couple weeks' time. As always, let me know your thoughts of the match in the comment section down below. Do you still think Arsenal can compete for the Premier League title? And are we still favourites? And while you're down there, make sure you subscribe on my road to 2,000 subscribers. I've been White People and I will see you all in my next video.